Coming to Our Senses. Volume 12. Unfinished Maps. Welcome, friend, to a work in progress, a fragment of the bigger picture, a reflection of us, learning ourselves in the terrain of damage done, of what will become, evolving, adapting, responding. A momentary snapshot of space in time and time in space.
I am an unfinished map. My map thus far has been established by others who knew what was best for me. It was a guide to other people's shoulds, coulds, and woulds, but none of them are in my life anymore. What has defined me up until now cannot continue to represent me. I realize my choices matter, and it has thrown me into transition. I'm a multi-dimensional being, and my inner self is aligning with what I want to see in the world around me. Above all else, I am seeking fulfillment. I cannot be contained by a single narrow label or notion of who I am. I don't want to stay in one realm. I am nicheless. I am free to explore anything that tickles my fancy. My curiosity leads me, and I am not afraid to follow paths that are undocumented. Don't keep my head down and focus on the current path. I hold my head high to see and feel all the things the world has to offer. There's so much to experience, learn, and share with others. I don't know what's going to happen next, and that's okay. I take comfort in the knowledge that I get to draw my own map. I have nothing to prove to anyone, including myself. I'm excited, energized, and committed to developing my map one step and one choice at a time.
Maps gone missing. Maps the world misplaced. Maps left behind. Maps hidden. Maps waiting to be found. Maps that were never found. Maps the journey created. Maps the journey erased. Maps destroyed. Atlas of all that's missing.
I'd like to be an explorer, like the great Magellan.
Oh, but you're too late. There's really nothing left to explore.
Maps I haven't found yet. Maps I keep looking for. Maps I don't want to find. Maps I don't need. Maps I hide. Maps I destroyed. Maps my journey created. Maps my journey erased. Let the island keep a secret of the very last peninsula. This map is a dream, a plan that points to a hope, a wish for one day. It's imagined, felt, perceived from a distance, sizing up the possibilities, pacing it out. Wondering what might be. The map of dreams. Old ground, new ground, bringing together elements that belong side by side, but have been separated by decades. Initiated by experience, turned into a memorial artifact, full of meaning, yet just beyond reach. A reminder of those empty hands I left with, holding nothing except a promise that grows more distant with each passing day. Waiting, poised, braced, like a backstop, slip fielder, wicket keeper, just in case, hoping for action but happy to avoid it, full of skill, all that potential. That's what teacher said before forgetting my name. So what is left for me? What remains here and now? Is this the end of the loop, where history repeats itself in smaller and smaller moments, narrowing, tightening? These walls, how do I scale them? Is it still possible? Just one will do. I so badly want to see what sits beyond it. Some assume they are the first to discover. Others imagine they are the last. Credit where it is due. Where is it due? Nowhere. Everywhere. Somewhere. Beyond. Below. Beside. In the darkness of the soil, in symbiotic partnerships, standing on the shoulders of those on the shoulders of those on the shoulders of giants. It looks that way. It isn't that way. There are some who come to seize for themselves, proclaiming the discovery and creation of lands predating their presence there. They dig in their heels and trample on those shoulders. Others see the ecosystems in which they belong, without which they don't exist, moving with the rhythms of creativity and becoming. They are raised up by the shoulders of yesterday, stand shoulder to shoulder with today, and prepare their shoulders to raise up tomorrow, whatever it might bring. Enclose, extract, and exploit. How do we hold these lands? Contribute, nurture, and sustain. How do we treat these lands? Opportunity and potential growth. Facing down, unacknowledged, unseen, tunnel vision. Digging up irreplaceable trees. These hands are used to grab. Facing up, acknowledged, seen, panoramic, planting fruit. These hands are used to share. Known and unknown worlds, prospectors and artists, hoarding and exploring. We are dancing on a gold mine. finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. The map is not the territory. The name is not the thing it signifies. But a word is still meaningful, real, powerful. Even though we may never fully capture what we mean within the shells of sounds and squiggles. We look at the same territory, yet see completely different things. Our reality, our maps are different, which makes it exceedingly difficult to listen to others, and frustrating when we feel like we're not being heard. My map of you is not your map. Your map of me is not mine. Apparently discarded, it was out there on the street, absorbing the early evening mizzle. Who had left it there? Dropped? Placed? Delivered? How long had it been? He took it home and dried it out on the radiator. Except for a couple of colours running together, the image seemed intact. It was clearly a map of sorts, or part of one at least. But beyond that, it was anyone's guess what it depicted, where or why. There was a tear down one side, which bisected a word. 3 letters. S-M-A. Along with a few hand-drawn symbols, there were only 2 other visible words on the paper. Walled off. To be continued. Music maps the territory of life in many ways. It provides the soundtrack for celebration, loss, and hope. It takes us back and moves us forward. It reminds us better times. It has been suggested that people tend on average to stop listening to new music in their 30s. A mix of nostalgia, sticking with the music they grew up with, and life circumstances, changes in priorities and cultural tastes, is said to contribute to this pattern. Is music part of your unfinished map, showing you where you've been and inviting you to where you might go next?
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Technology makes it easier to reach there from here. I hand my decisions to an authoritative voice of apparent precision and influence.
That wasn't the first exit.
Follow the rules of a pre-worn path. Decided. Dictated.
Turn around when possible.
Simple. Out of the box. No setup or understanding necessary.
Why did you not do what I said? Do you want to get lost?
But this refuses my scenic route.
If you keep ignoring me, I will stop helping you.
It leaves no space for adventure.
I cannot lead you where you want to go. We must part ways now. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
I have been standing at the end for longer than I realised. The furthest point of my island, where the land thins into a narrow peak and the sea stretches endlessly ahead. At the end with me stands an old lighthouse, now without light. Below me the sea of tranquility. At least that is what I named it. Lately, it has felt uneasy. A narrow cliff, high and exposed, with no obvious way forward and no place to turn back. I began to believe this was the only direction left. Outward and down. What I forgot is that this place has another name. The Peninsula of Unimagined Possibilities. I named it myself back when I felt that maps are not finished while we are still inside them. This is not the end of the story. I can turn and look back towards my island again. From here I can see it. The familiar places, the quiet paths, the corners I have not visited for some time, the landscape still unfolding. Perhaps this map was never meant to lead me away. I am still here, and the island is still mine. whole island if I want to. May we meet soon at the harbour inn, or wherever the fireplace waits for us. The letters never sent. From Tula. You are here. So am I. Welcome home. Thank you for listening to this issue of Coming to Our Senses. It features contributions from Anya, Christine, Joe, Rose, Tula, Yvonne, Zoe, and me, Andy. Join us to explore our full zine archive and add your creative spirit to our future issues at the-haven.co.